I remember the weight of it, not the toys inside, but the heavy wooden lid itself. It used to take both my tiny hands to push it open, my small knees pressing hard into the carpet for leverage. Today, I open it with just one finger. The hinges groan in a language I have long since forgotten. Inside, the painted robot is missing an arm, and the teddy bear's glass eye stares up at me like a frozen, silent tear. I don't pick them up. I just run my finger along the golden rim of the box, watching the dust dance in the slanted light. It smells like safety. It smells like before. The window pane in the rain. I used to press my nose flat against this cold glass, watching the older kids kick a muddy ball across the lot. I was too small to go out alone, so I made up grand stories about the rain. I pretended each drop was a tiny silver spaceship landing on a strange new planet. I tapped my fingers against the pane, trying to catch them. Now, I look through the same window and see nothing but the empty patch of weeds where the playground used to be. The rain hasn't changed, it still taps out the exact same rhythm. But I am no longer on the inside looking out. I realize now, I am standing on the outside, looking back in at that little boy, wishing I could tell him that the waiting doesn't last forever. The first fall from the bicycle. It wasn't the pain that I remember. It was the deafening silence that followed the crash. The gravel bit into my knee hot, sharp, and unforgiving. I looked up, expecting a rush of footsteps, but my father just stood there at the end of the path, hands in his pockets, watching. I cried for a whole minute, and then I realized no one was coming. So I stood up. I dusted off the grid, picked up the heavy bike, and limped forward. The gold around my scraped knee that day wasn't just blood in the sunset. It was the first time I felt the terrifying, quiet pride of picking myself up alone. It was the moment I learned the world does not stop spinning when you fall. The hallway of lockers. High school hallways are the loudest silences you will ever know. I walked this stretch of scratched linoleum every morning, trying to look like I knew exactly where I was going, trying to make my footsteps sound confident. But inside, I was a riddle I couldn't solve. Everyone seemed to have a script for their lives except me. I kept my head down, staring at the gold-colored cracks in the tiles. I was terrified of being seen, and yet I desperately wanted to be recognized. I look back at that kid now so impossibly small in that cavernous space, and I want to yell down the hall, "You don't have to be invisible to be safe." But he can't hear me. He has to walk that lonely mile first. The crossroads at dusk. The day I left for the city, I stood at the end of our dirt road for 20 full minutes. One path led to the familiar darkness of the pine woods where I built my forts. The other led to the blinding gold of the wheat fields where I couldn't see the end. My father said, "Choose the road that scares you most." So I chose the field. I walked directly toward the setting sun, my suitcase handle digging a raw line into my palm. I didn't look back. That was the first time I actively chose change. It felt like breaking my own heart to leave the shadows I knew, but the gold on that horizon promised a sunrise I had never, ever seen before. The subway car at midnight. In the city, nobody looks at you on the subway. You are just a ghost riding beside other ghosts. I remember one midnight, riding home after my third rejected job interview. I felt like a fraud kid playing dress up in a borrowed, itchy suit. I held my portfolio, which suddenly felt as empty as my empty pockets. The train screeched, and the lights flickered. For a second, I saw my reflection in the dark glass, not the tired man I saw in the mirror, but the hopeful little boy from the toy box. He was staring back at me with such pure, unearned hope. I wanted to apologize to him, but instead, the train arrived at my stop. I stood up. I stepped onto the cold platform. Despair can't keep you on the train if you still have a home to get to. The desk cluttered with bills. Responsibility doesn't announce itself with a fanfare of trumpets. It arrives as a stack of paper with red stamps that bluntly say past due. I spent a Tuesday night calculating numbers that refused to add up, my pen scratching out the arithmetic like a nervous heartbeat. The gold paint on my cheap desk lamp was chipping, revealing the dull metal underneath. This was the elusive adulthood I had once craved. It wasn't glamorous. It was a spreadsheet. But as I signed my name, my full, legal name, I realized something. My hand didn't shake. I was paying for my own life, with my own work. It wasn't the magic I dreamed of, but it was mine. There is a quiet, immovable power in paying your own way, the exhausting climb. Some days, growing up felt like climbing a staircase that twisted into absolutely nowhere. I looked up and saw the 1,000 more steps. I looked down and saw the dizzying drop of just how far I'd come. My legs burned. I wanted to sit down right there and just let the world spin on without me. But there was this tiny, persistent flicker of gold at the very top, just a sliver of daylight. It wasn't a guarantee of success, it was just the mere possibility of more. So I kept going. Not because I was brave, but because I had already come too far to even think about going back down. You don't climb a mountain because you want to. You climb it because the summit is the only place left to go. The golden horizon. I stopped looking back today. I mean, I really stopped. I looked out at the city I had built my life in, the great towers, the winding rivers, the tiny cars moving like blood cells through concrete veins. And beyond it, the horizon. It was blurry, hazy, and entirely golden. I don't know what's out there, and for the very first time, that excites me far more than it scares me. The gold isn't just nostalgia anymore, it is raw potential. It is the morning light. I finally realized that growing up isn't about reaching a final destination. It is about realizing, deep in your bones, that you are the painter of your very own golden edges. The reflection in the mirror. He is still there, inside me. The boy who cried over a scraped knee, who stared out the rainy window, who was terrified of the high school hallway. I used to think I left him behind, that growing up meant shedding old skin. But I was wrong. I am him, just with broader shoulders and deeper, wiser scars. I look in the mirror, and I put my hand against the cold glass. He puts his up, too. We don't speak. We don't need to. I have walked through the rain, climbed the endless stairs, and faced the empty subway cars, all so that he could finally smile without fear. And he gives me the unbreakable hope I need for tomorrow. The golden frame around our shared reflection isn't just a border, it's the story we wrote together. And I promise you, it is not finished yet.